Hey guys, so today I want us to look at a certain project, okay? And in engineering or surveying, basically in engineering, you would be dealing with angles or bearings, okay? Angles or bearings, whichever. And you will usually find your angles or bearings in two formats. You'll find them in the format degrees, minutes, seconds, or you just find them in decimal degrees. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to show you. Now, usually what happens is you will either find your angles or bearings in this format. It would you know if it's an angle or a bearing. A bearing would have a reference point, okay, a reference note. Then you can tell if it's an angle or bearing. But basically they have the same format. You see it in degrees, minutes, seconds, or you see it as a decimal degree like this. A decimal degree like this. Okay. So today we are coming to learn how to convert between degree, minutes, seconds like this to this and vice versa. All right. So we would start by converting from decimal degrees to degree, minutes, seconds using this format. Okay. So what this calculation is talking about, this 47.31 is in degrees. Okay, it's 47.31 degrees. Okay, so this 0.31 is also in degrees. Now this 47 is already in degrees, so if you want your degree, minutes, seconds, you already have your degree from this whole number. Okay, you don't need to calculate your degrees part. Now the problem is you need to calculate your minutes and seconds from this 0.31. Okay, so you come here now, you get your 0.31 out. Okay, so you have said 47.31 minus 47, and then you get your 0.31 out. Okay, so now if you want seconds, you know that uh, minutes, sorry, if 1 minute, you know that 1 degree is 60 minutes, right? So because this one is in degrees, you need to multiply this degree by 60 so that you can get your answer in minutes. Now if you find your answer, you will probably get a decimal like this. Okay, a decimal like this. If you have a decimal like this whole number part is your minutes. Okay, the rest is your seconds. So you save this one as your minutes, and then you now take this 0.6, that's the remainder of what you've calculated. You take it and then you multiply it by, you know that 60 seconds is 1 minute, right? So you multiply the seconds by 60 so that you get your answer in seconds. Okay, so that will give you 36 seconds. Sometimes you can get it as decimals. Either ways, that will be your second part. Okay. All right, so let's go for it and just see how we put it together. Now, if you want to receive your input from the user, there are a lot of ways you can do it. Okay, you can obtain your data from CSV files. Okay, obtain your data from CSV files using libraries called NumPy, okay, or pandas. We would eventually get there, but I just want you to know that for now we will not be using these libraries because number one, what we want to do is not so complex, and number two, we want to apply what we've learned. Okay, very soon we will use that one also to solve another problem, and this problem is not so complex. Okay, so all our inputs will be coming from the user. We'll be using the input method. Okay, we'll be using the input method to receive our answers or questions and feedback from the user. All right, so now let's start with the decimal degrees, the degree to degree, minutes, seconds. Okay, and we want to arrange our code in such a way that the user can choose which of them he wants to do. So I'm going to give the user some options. I'm going to tell him first I'll print. Okay, I'll print something like this. uh Sorry, I'll print one. Oh, 1 decimal degrees to degree, minutes, seconds. Okay, and then two, I'll also print 2 degree, minutes, seconds to decimal degrees. Okay, so he has two options. Then we'll ask him. Let me give this one an option. Okay, option equals to int input. Okay, so we are coming to ask him to choose a method he wants to use, whether he wants to do the decimal degree. Maybe he doesn't necessarily want to do decimal degree to degree, minutes, seconds. He wants to do the other one. So we'll give him an opportunity to choose which one he wants to do. Okay, so we'll now come and say if option equals to, remember we are comparing. Okay, if option equals to 1, okay, then we'll bring our code down here. All right, Oh, okay. Then also, or else, because there are just two options. Usually you use the elif when there are more than two options. So else, um, else, or you can just say elif because it's not every time. Elif option equals to 2. Okay, then we'll bring down the second method. So we would say, so probably here we'll just let him know that this is what he has chosen. Print you chose method 1. Okay, which is, then we'll copy this one to let him know which method he chose. Okay, yep, put it here. All right, then also if he chose method 2, we'll do the same thing. We'll let him know which method he chose. Okay, then we would copy this one. I think it's a good thing copy and paste exists. It's really helpful. We'll copy this one and put it here. Okay, so for instance, let's just run this and see. So okay, decimal degree to degree minute seconds, or degree minute seconds to decimal degrees. Preferred method. Then I say 1. Okay, and I enter. You choose method 1, decimal degrees to degree minute seconds. Okay, so down here we are coming to do our coding. Okay, down here we are coming to do what we have to do for the user to get what he wants. Okay, all right. So now we are coming to start by, okay, so we will now ask the user his input. Okay, so let's say value, the value of the angle he wants to input. Okay, so he's going to give it to us in decimals. All right, so we'll take it as a float because it's in decimals. Input, give your value or angle in decimals. And if you want your user to understand you, sometimes it's good to explain to him how to give it to you. Okay, so that you can easily work with it. So let me show you like this. Give your angle in decimals example so that he can give you the values. Okay, so I'll just give some space here first, or you can just give something to indicate that you are receiving. Okay, then after you've received the value, now we need to compute our decimals. Okay, so first we need to get our degree part, we get our minutes part, we get our seconds part, and then we put them together to get our degree minute seconds. Okay, so we are coming to extract the degree. Remember, assuming your value is 64.348. Let me put 8 here so that it will make sense for me. So assuming it's 64.348, I think I should use a number I know so that if I make a mistake. Why don't we use the one here? What is it? 47.31. It's not long enough, but it will still work. I wanted something that is 3 decimal places. Okay, so let's just use this one, 58. Okay, so now with the degree part, you just need to extract it. Okay, degree equals to int of the value. So int of the value, because it's 64.358, is you are going to extract only the, if you give int of this value, it's going to give only 64, and that's the degree part. You're okay with it. Okay, even if it's 654, it will still give you 654. So you're okay with your degree part. Now let's work on your minutes. Okay, or minutes. So your minute will be equals to the remainder of what you have here. Remember, so your minute will be here. The remainder. So we want to work on this one. So the remainder of what you have here times 60. Okay, that's this 60 means 60 minutes. Okay, you are multiplying the minutes by the degrees so that you can get your answer in minutes. Okay, so now we're coming to get the remainder of what's left out of this. To make it dynamic, we'll just say instead of key in 0.358, we'll say value. I put this in brackets. We'll say minus value minus degree. Okay, remember the degree is a whole number. Okay, so if we say the number plus the decimal minus the number, you get the decimal part. Okay, then times 60. I hope it makes sense. Okay, then now your seconds part. Oh, seconds. Oh, second. Let me get seconds. Okay, so now your seconds part. If you want to get your seconds part, you can also do it like we did in the previous one. Okay, so you can just say that um you can say, oh, okay, and this one will give you an answer in decimals. I just realized that this minute it might give an answer in decimals because this one is going to give the decimal part and you're multiplying by 60, so you might get the answer in decimals. And your minute is not going to be in decimals, your minute is going to be in an integer. Okay, it's like it's going to be 2 whole numbers or 1 whole number depending on so the integer part will be your minute. Okay, then the remaining decimals will be carried down into the second. That's how it works. So like this, you get, for instance, if you use this one, You multiply this one by 60 to get your minutes, 18.6. Now this 18 is your minutes, this point 6 goes to your seconds. Okay, so you bring the point 6 down and multiply it also by 60. Okay, so now we have our value here, our minute value here, which now is an integer because of this int, but we want the actual. Oh, I didn't close this bracket. Okay, did I? Unmatched. Oh, okay, one of it is too much. Oh, okay, then that's fine. It's just because I left this one empty. So, but we want the actual part of this one. I think I need to do more explanations, right? Yeah, I'll get there very soon. Let's just put this in brackets and I put it here. So what I'm trying to say is that because this one will give you an integer, if you had removed this int, it will give you an answer in decimals. Okay, okay, but you are getting this integer part. You are putting this integer part into the code so that it will give you the integer value of that answer. Then now you carry over. So if I say minus minute, it's going to tell me, it's going to give me the whole minute. Why is it still giving me error? Unexpected indent. Oh, it's too much. Okay, come back by one space. So when I say this one minus minute is going to give me the decimal part. So what you're seeing here, this whole part represents here. This whole part represents this um this point 6. Okay, that's how we are getting the point 6. It's not just by hand where you can do the math in your head. Okay, this is coding, so you need to make your code as dynamic as possible so that anytime anybody inputs anything, you just take the value, subtract it from the degree to get your minutes part, then times 60, times 60 to get your minutes part, then subtract the minutes. Okay, then you get your seconds part. Now if you have your seconds, then you multiply by, how do I close this one? Then you multiply, I need to put everything in brackets so I can multiply by 60. Then you multiply by 60. Okay, I think if you look at this code again, you would understand. Okay, the logic here is, it should be clear. You need the decimal parts, you multiply by 60, you get an answer. Take the integer parts, you pass the remainder down here, multiply that one also by 60, then you get your seconds part. It's just the same as we've done here. You get your integer, that's the degree part. The minutes part, it will be the value, that's the whole number with the decimal minus the degree, which is an integer. Then you get the minutes. The minutes would have a remainder, or would likely have a remainder. Now, if there's a remainder, it will pass the remainder down here because of this calculation. Okay, to pass the remainder down here, and then you multiply that remainder by 60. Okay, I think we are getting it. Let's try option one and see. So what was the number they used here? 47.31. So we are giving them 47.31 here. Oops, invalid literal for int with base 10. 47.31. Oh, see, I didn't follow my own code. I'm going to clear it and then I'm going to start again. So if you want, it's going to tell you enter preferred method. I just forgot to enter my preferred method. Okay, so now that you've entered your preferred method, it's telling you that you chose method one, decimal to degrees, degree minute seconds. So it's telling you give your angle in decimals. Okay, so I'm going to give it, oh, everybody again, 47.31, right? Okay, 47.31. Let's get, oh, damn it. We didn't give the final answer. Okay, so to get a final answer, you are going to put all three together. So you can say print, okay, so you can say print, this one, sorry, print degree minute seconds. Okay, dot format, and give the degree part as the first, then the minute part as the second, and then the seconds part as the third. Okay, so now because you're expecting to answer in degree minute seconds, you might want to put symbols here. Okay, so you just open your word, then I've already inserted degree minutes. If you don't know how to do, you just come to insert and then you come to symbols. You look for the appropriate, if you don't find it, you just come to more symbols. Look for the symbols you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to call it degrees. I'm going to put it here. I'm putting it in my code here after my first bracket. Okay, so it will represent this degrees. I'll come here, come again, get my minutes. Okay, put my minutes here, and then finally my seconds. I hope this doesn't cause destruction because it's two quotes. Anyway, my seconds. Okay, they are just symbols. They are not really about this. Okay, so now I think it should work now. All right, let's just try it one more time and see. So it tells us to choose the method we are choosing, and we're giving it 47.31, and see what we get. 47, 18, 36. 47, 18, 36. Good. So now you can see that your answers are really long. Okay, so what's you can do is you can leave it as it is for the user to decide what to round, like whether to round it up or not. Because sometimes this seconds part can have up to 2 3 seconds. Okay, so you really can round it. But if you want to round it, you can just do round. Okay, round. Then you put in brackets. Okay, I think the brackets are very close. Then comma 4. Okay, this bracket is this no, this bracket is not for you. This is your bracket. Okay, all right. So you can round it to 4 decimal places if you want. Maybe to help. So I'm going to do it again, and then this time I'm going to say 47 point. What's the value again? 47.31. Okay, so we have our answers this way. 0.31. When it rounds, because when it rounds to 4 decimal places, it will still get zero. So you just put the zero down here. Okay, if it were a different number, it would have probably given more numbers. But that's how to do the phase one. Okay, so now the phase two. Let's just quickly do this one. This one, because we are going to receive our answers from the console, it shouldn't be difficult, and we will not be doing a lot of explanation. Okay, so first off, make sure that your code is inside this loop. What have I done here? Okay, one step inside. So make sure your code is always one step inside the loop. Okay, all right. If you don't know what to use, press the tab, it will indent it for you, or you can press the space 4 times. Okay, usually it's four spaces, 4 characters. Okay, so now let's do the second part. Now the second part is going to give us his answer in this manner. Okay, and we are going to convert it. Now I figured the best way to do it is to just take his input straight forward. Okay, so you ask him integer. Remember the degree is always in integer form. Okay, it can be 3 numbers or 4 numbers, but it's still an integer. Integer input. Integer input degree part. So what this is telling him is that he's supposed to put the numbers separately. Okay, he's supposed to give you the value separately. So I'll just repeat this one because it's the same thing. I'll change this one to minutes part, and then seconds equals. I'll basically repeat the same thing, except that for the seconds you realize that we might have floats inside it. Oh, what have I done? Hey, oh, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I'm going to remove this one. I can't believe I kept using the same thing. Okay, I'm going to remove one of those dice. Uh, okay, so I'll take out this guy. Oh, and his brackets. Then I'll take out this guy and his brackets. Okay, then we should be good to go. So now we have his degree minutes seconds. What we have to do is where there's calculation to do, we do the calculation. Where there's no calculation to do, we just go on. Okay. So now let's see. Now you realize that with this one we're multiplying, okay, by 60 to get our answers. So if you are to reverse it, you realize that instead of multiplying, you'll be dividing, right? So I'll just go straight forward and divide by 60 here. Oh no, this is the degree part. The degree part is always going to be degree. Then I'll divide here by 60, and I'll divide here by 60. Okay, all right. Then I'll come and say my decimal degree or decimal degree equals to degree plus minute plus seconds. All right, and then we can print it, right? Print decimal degree s, then you give it the answer. Okay, all right. So now we come out here, we do dot format, then we give it decimal degree. Okay, so I would want to add this one to it because if we're going to give all of them symbols, then we might as well give this guy his symbol. All right, so let's just try it. Let's just try it and see. So method we prefer. This time we're going to do method 2, and we're going to give it, what was the answer we got? So to ask degree part, we say 47, minutes part 18, and second part 36.0, so 36. So 47.9. 47.9. Oh, okay. Sorry. With this one, you're going to multiply by 60 times 60 again, like by 60. I don't know if it's explained here, if it's written here, so I would explain to you. Um, oh, I don't know how to use this one to explain. But the idea is that you know that before you get from seconds to a decimal, you need to multiply by 60 and by 60 again. Okay, so 60 times 60 will give you 3,600. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So this one only converts it to minutes. Okay, but you need to use this one to convert it to decimals. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so now let's just do it again and see. Um, so we have method two, and we're going to give it 47, 18, and 36. Okay, this is weird. Really weird. We were supposed to put these two in brackets. Okay, so honestly, it's important so that it will consider them. Otherwise, it would use the principle of board mass. Okay, it would want to um, divide before it will multiply. So it will divide by the 60, get its final answer, then it will finally multiply. But that's not what how we want it to behave. So I guess you're figuring out how, with these problems we are encountering, I guess you're realizing the simple mistakes we we make sometimes. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I chose the wrong method. Degree parts 48. Is it 47? 47 minutes 18 and 36. 47.309. So 47.31 also. Okay, yeah. So basically we've come back to where we were here. 47.31. So it's just a simple thing. Now you realize that we gave conditions, okay, for if it's equals to 1 or if it's equals to 2. You can give an else statement, okay. You can just say else. That means the answer is coming to give is not part of any of those conditions you've defined. You can just say else. You can print something. Okay, what do we print? Please choose a correct method. Okay, something like this, so that the user would know what to do. All right. So I think that's all. Let's end this video here. We'll be working on more projects. As if you have a project in mind, you can let us know so we see how practical it is and if we can handle it. Oh, what's this? It's print, not capital P. Anyway, yes. So please like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to this channel. Okay, I will leave the file in the description just in case you want to view it. Okay, and please subscribe to this channel and leave your comments about what you think. Okay, if you have any project ideas, you just let me know. All right, I'll see you in the next video.